guys, so I promised you that I would give you a video on how I clean my weapons. So if you're going to shoot them, if you're going to have them, you need to be able to take care of them, and if you're going to take care of them, well, cleaning is a huge part of that. So all Glocks are the same, so I'm going to use in this demonstration my Glock 21, but it could just as easily be a Glock 19, Glock 26, Glock 27. If it's a Glock, they all break down and come back together the same. The only differences between the different generations and models is just simply the individual sizes of the part, or the way that particular part is designed. But they all go in and come out the same way. So, alright, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing is we're going to want to make sure we drop the magazine and unload the weapon. So, here we go. Weapon clear and safe. Verified. Alright. Alright. So, the first step that we're going to do when we break this down is to discharge, or to dry fire the weapon in a safe direction. Okay? And then what I like to do is I like to put my thumb right here in this groove here, wrap my hand around, and pull back my slide just a quarter of an inch. And then you'll see on these, you have a lever there. And you're just going to pull that down on both sides, let go, and the slide will just come right off. Alright, so then you take out your recoil spring, which is a captured spring, take out your barrel. Okay, I've already cleaned this a while ago, the last time I shot it, so no biggie. Alright, so now as far as Glock is concerned, you can pretty much access everything that they recommend that you do to clean the weapon. Okay, now I said that. I do mine different. I'll break it down this far, and then I'll go ahead and finish breaking it down. So then you'll see this block here. That's your striker. So I just pull that back a little bit. Gives me a little bit of extra room there. And then right under there, if you can see, there's a small plastic piece there. Now, I'm going to use my punch, and I'm going to push straight down on it. Now, when I do that, you'll notice that there's some grooves in the back of this slide. Alright. So I'm going to push down with my punch right on that plastic cup there. And that's going to loosen everything up here so that I can slide my slide plate right off. Okay. And now that that's off, I can pull my entire striker assembly right out. I can pull out my extraction pin. I can pull, and if you see here, right here, that is what your hammer strikes against, or your trigger assembly here, this little ear here, that's what that goes right up against to cause your weapon to fire. So all I have to do is depress it, turn it over, and my extractor comes right out, flip it over, and my plunger comes right out. Everything else on this slide is pretty much good to go. Everything in here, everything else is one solid piece of metal. So that's as far as the slide assembly will go. That's as far as she breaks down. Alright, now then, for the frame, there's 3 pins holding this frame together. One being here, here, and here. Okay? So, what you do is you take your punch and you just push all these pins out. Not hard, not rocket science. Now, with a new Glock, these can be pretty stubborn, so that's when you would need a hammer with your punch. Alright, so then you'll see your slide block. And I just put my punch right in there, lift it up a bit, and there goes the slide block. Okay, now this is your magazine stop lever, and it just popped right out. And then all you have to do is you'll see this connector bar for your trigger assembly, and I just pull it straight out, and there's my entire trigger assembly. And if I want, what I can do, I can actually rotate this out of that capture there, and now I can clean everything in my trigger assembly. When I get ready to put it back, I just rotate that spring back in where it's supposed to be. Seems like things never really want to work with you. Alright, so my S spring is going to connect to that hole right there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. Okay. And then you just rotate it back in, and then you'll see a slide, a spot, an opening there, and you slot A, tab B type deal. So then you just rotate. So then you just rotate it in, like so. It's a lot harder to do this on camera. There we go. Then you just rotate it into that slot. Okay. Alright. And that's pretty much it. Now you can clean your frame all up. You can take this take down piece right out, and what it is inside there you'll see a spring right here where my pointer is, and then all you have to do is push down on that spring, and that falls right out. Nothing to it. Down inside your mag well, you will see your magazine release. Yeah. And then coming out of that magazine release, there's a spring. Now if you push that magazine release button, that'll straighten that spring, and then all you gotta do is just fish it out with a flathead screwdriver, and then you can replace your mag release. Glockstore.com has all these tutorials on how to do all this, but for the sake of anything else, this is how I clean mine, and then all I gotta do is put it back together. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put my slide, my takedown lever, I'm going to put it right back in. There we go. It's back in. And all you do is take your trigger assembly, drop it in. Now that you got your trigger assembly back in, you can do your trigger assembly pin. It's right here in the back of the grip. Just push it right in. Make sure it's flush using your punch. Alright. Then all you gotta do is put in your slide block. You just slide it in right where it came from. Then here's the tricky part. I'll show you the easy way to do this. Now, after you got your slide block in, you're going to use your top pin, which is a smaller one, and you're going to push it straight in. Okay? Alright. Now then. Now you insert your slide stop lever. You'll see that there's a hole there, and that hole is designed for it to go inside the pin. Alright. Now off to the side, it's just going to slide right into the side there. Okay. Slides right in. Put the pin down in the big hole. Alright. So now my magazine stop lever works fine. My trigger fires and resets. That's good to go. Alright, so let's put our slide back together. Alright, so all we gotta do is, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put our extractor back in. The can, or the cylinder, is going to go into the back. It's going to slide in just like so. Then you put your extractor in, put your striker assembly in. Oh, I messed up there. Sorry about that, guys. First thing that you do is you put in your plunger. Got that. Then you put your extractor in, and you push down your extractors so that your extractor will go in. Then you slide in your extractor plunger, your striker assembly. Then when you get ready to put this slide stop in the back, you'll notice that, hey, my striker assembly and my extractor won't let it go all the way back. Well, that's when you use your punch to push down on it just a tad. Now it'll go in, slide it up, and you do the same with the extractor. Boom, now she's back in. You are good to go. Then all you do is just put your barrel back in, put your captured recoil spring back in, slide her back on all four posts, cocker, make sure the trigger resets and fires, and you're back to it. You're good to go. So anyway, thanks guys. I appreciate your comments. I appreciate your views. I appreciate your time. Defend your homes wisely.